Hey, what's going on, Virgos? Butch here. I'm going to do your July read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the Tarot of Dreams. And with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Virgos? July 2023. What can we see for Virgos? What's going on for Virgos? All right, Virgos. So the first thing I see, Virgos, I feel like there is someone coming in, and I feel like this is something, I feel like July is going to be huge for you. With this person coming in, I feel like the first thing we notice about this person is, they're very open. This person is the first one to criticize themselves and the fact that they're not afraid to show the good, the bad, the ugly of themselves. They're confident enough in their own skin that they're not afraid to be themselves. Sometimes we meet people and they try to hide who they are, or at least they try to mold it to something that they think we would like. That's not this person. They're looking for someone that wants them for them, and they want someone the way they want them. They're not looking for someone that's putting a sugar coat on things, and they're not going to do it either. They're going to be them from day one. Very honest, very open, like I said, not afraid to tell you their weaknesses, not afraid to be real. Now, also with this person, like I said, they're very honest. There's no games when it comes to this person. I feel like from the very first moment you meet, the first thing you're going to see is this person is going to want you, is going to want to earn your trust. Because trust is very important to them. Like Virgos, you want to be able to trust the person that's beside you. You want to know that when shit hits the fan, they're going to be there for you. Virgos are always the ones sacrificing for people. That's one thing about Virgos that, it's kind of a love-hate relationship with that kind of mentality. Sometimes, from the Virgos that I know anyway, Virgos will give you everything. They see things in you that you may not even see yourself. Now, sometimes that person that they see doesn't ever really get on board with that. And Virgos will sacrifice for other people. Like I said, they see potential in people that other person may not ever see. And it's sad because Virgos will give you the shirt off their back and never ask you for a thing for it. Like I said before, Virgos are very, in that sense, they're like Leos. Except Leos want the appreciation. But like I said, with this person, this is someone that, isn't only going to be there for the good times. They're going to show up when you need them. And I feel like it's going to be very different having someone beside you that that if you ever needed them, you can depend on them. It goes further than just loyalty. It's one of those things like you always want to meet that person. And I know people always say that Virgos have high standards of what they want. They always have these high standards, and they're willing to, sometimes they'll settle because they know that their standards are too high. But I don't believe that. I feel like it's good that you know your worth. I believe that if you have high standards, you have high expectations. There's nothing wrong with that. And anybody that tells you differently, well, tell them to come see me. You only have one of yourself in this whole world. And if you expect something, stick to it. What I see in this person coming toward you is I feel like not only are they meeting your expectations, they go above and beyond. So there, for all those people that say you can't have everything you want, have your cake and eat it too. Why can't you? Just because they haven't found it doesn't mean they can tell you that you're never going to find it. And like that's that quote that I love this quote. We accept the love that we think we deserve. For the good and the bad. You can look at that two different ways. But with this person, I do see someone that's looking for something long term. They're looking for someone to complete that dynamic. I feel like with this person, they're looking for something they can give their energy to. They're looking for someone they can move forward with, someone that's looking for something long term. And I feel like they haven't had much luck until now. I feel like they haven't really found anybody that meets their standards. But now, like I said, everything in this connection is making them want to move forward. They don't need someone to take care of them. I feel like this person has their shit together. They're just looking for someone to share life's adventures with. And I feel like this person is going to want adventure. And they're going to want an adventure partner. They don't only want someone for that physical or that emotional or the mental. They want someone that's just going to share the moments with them. And I feel like very quickly, like I said, this person is trying to establish trust because it's important to them. And I feel like it's important to you. And I feel like with that, I feel like we are going to find ourselves in a place that we may never have thought we were going to be. We have new love, and then we have that lover's card, something much deeper than we expected. And when we go our whole life always getting let down by people, sometimes our expectations seem too high. But it only seems that way until you meet someone that actually meets them. And I feel like with this person, like I said, you set the bar high, but this person's not afraid to jump above that. This is where you were meant to be. The moments that are going to unfold in the next, during the next month are going to show you a different perspective. Like I said, sadly enough, Virgos can sometimes expect you to fail. Because of the fact that they have high expectations. It's almost like they feel like everybody's going to end up failing. I don't see this person failing. I see that you're exactly where you were meant to be. Sometimes it's a long road to get to that person, but when you get there, it was all worth it. Now with this person, like I said, I do. We have the Lover's card, the Ace of Cups. We also have the Two of Cups. This is a lifelong bond. This is the one you've been waiting for. This is the one that you thought would never come. And I'm absolutely thrilled about this because I love Virgos. You all know I do. I love everybody, but Virgos are such good-natured people. They're just givers, and I love that. I absolutely love it. And it's nice to see things unfold for you the way they should. Not enough good people in this world get what they deserve. Now with this person, like I said, I feel like this is that lifelong bond that you've been looking for as well. Even like I said, I feel like it is new, and I feel like this person, like I said, they're establishing that trust, but I feel like everything is gelling so well that it just kind of moves very quickly. I see a power couple here. I see someone that, looking to build that foundation, that legacy, that empire. And one of the things that I absolutely love with this too is as well as, I mean, like I said, we have that emperor and empress energy. I feel like this was a match made. This was a match that was always made. You were always meant to meet this person. You were always meant to find this person, and you will take care of each other. You will be there for each other through thick and thin. And it's not to say this person or you will never screw up in this relationship, but I feel like the foundation is strong enough that you'll always make it through. Some foundations are very shady, and one bad thing happens and that shit crumbles. That's not what I see here. Like I said, with that Three of Pentacles, that power couple, Wheel of Fortune, I see a lot of good fortune coming for the both of you. And I feel like this road is going to be a long and happy one. Because like I said, this is the one that you've been waiting for, that you thought you may never find. Someone that nurtures this connection, someone that's there for you, someone that that you can depend on, someone that's loyal and honest. And like I said, that's why I see this moving forward with that Chariot, that Cancer energy. This person authentically thinks about you, even when you're not around. You don't have to sacrifice. And Virgos are known for that. They're notorious for it, sacrificing for other people. You don't have to sacrifice anymore. You paid your dues. This person, like I said, they will show up for you. They will be there for you. And I feel like as we move forward, the emotional fulfillment you feel with this person is only going to increase. And I feel like it is going to take a serious turn. I feel like there's going to be that feeling out moment in the beginning where you're going to try to figure each other out. And I feel like it's going to be very easy because of the fact that the openness of this connection. I feel like it's almost like impossible to lie to each other. Almost impossible to do anything to disrupt what's already happening. Sometimes things are so meant to be that it just flows. Maybe in the past you may have not have been as honest in the beginning, or they may not have been as honest in the beginning, but I feel like when you find the right person, you mold into the person you're meant to be. When you look at things, I feel like you're going to get everything you want from this, but when you look at things in life, I'm trying to come up with a good metaphor, and usually I'm on top of this shit, but it's almost like you didn't know you were missing it till it was there. You didn't know what you were missing. Sometimes we get dealt such a bad hand over and over again, people draining us, and it just feels like it's never going to happen for us. And then that moment it does. And all that shit that happened to get you to this point, it all washes away. It doesn't matter anymore. You found what you're looking for, and the future becomes bright and hopeful. And this adventure that we're on becomes less of a burden and more euphoric. Sometimes it's not always an easy ride. But when we get to that place, it's all worth it. Like I said, with this person, they're not afraid to be who they are. Especially with you. They're not afraid to be about their weaknesses. They're not afraid, they're not going to try to hide that from you. They're going to be honest and to the point. like I said, I feel like when you're with the right person, it's almost like it becomes impossible to lie to them because you're trying to do anything and everything you can not to screw this up. And the first way to screw up any relationship is to be dishonest. It's hard. I mean, we call it masculine toxic, toxic masculinity or whatever we want to call it when it comes on the male side of it. And I've been like that. When I was younger, I always tried to act tough and I wasn't scared of anything, but I knew I was scared of things. And it's one of those things we're always taught to be what everybody wants us to be. But when you find the right person, you are who you need to be, who you should be. And Virgos, another thing that I love about Virgos is they bring that out of you. They make you want to be a better person. They make you want to live up to your expectations of yourself. And most of the time, it's not even intentional. There is times when Virgos see things in other people. Like a lot of times they see potential in people that maybe other people don't. And I know I told this story before about my dad. I'm going to say it again. When I was a kid, my dad always, looked for houses to flip. And I remember we'd go with him. That was his intention, to buy a house and flip it. But what had happened is we went for the first house he was planning on flipping. We found this house and he got a really good deal on it. And I remember I seen it and I couldn't believe that he bought this because it was in pretty bad shape. But through very little investment, he made that house beautiful. He seen things that nobody else saw and he got the benefit of it. And we ended up living in it. We didn't flip it and he ended up doing something else with his life. But it was just funny to me because I always thought it's almost like he had superpowers. He could see something that nobody else could see. And I don't know how he's seen it because my dad, I know he'll never admit to this, but my dad isn't very much of a carpenter. He was just one of those people in the spike trying to make a little bit of money. You know what I mean? At the time, value of houses were down and he was trying to, buy a house and make some money off it. And that was his idea. But we ended up living in that house for a very long time. And I remember it was a beautiful house. And when he ended up selling it after we all moved out, and he made a shit ton of money, And that's the thing. Some people see things that other people don't see. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes it doesn't work out. You can see as much in a person as you want, but if they don't see it, then they'll never be it. But like I said, back to the reading, I mean, with this person, there's no issues there. This person isn't afraid to show you their weaknesses. And they'll be, they're not going to be ashamed to show, they're not going to be afraid to show you their strengths either. But they're not going to be anybody but who they are. It's a very genuine energy, very authentic, and very long term. Like I said, this is the one you've been waiting for. The one you were waiting for that you may have thought that was never going to come, but here they are. I do feel like you're going to get what you want, get what you deserve. With this person, we have Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have some Aries as well. To get back to that though, the part about, a friend of mine is a Virgo, and he was very picky. People always said, you're going to end up alone, man. You're too picky. You're never going to find this girl. He found her. Took him a little bit longer than maybe he even wanted, but he found her. And I remember we were talking one night, and he told me, he said, I came to you, and we had a conversation. Like, he came to me. And we had a conversation one night before he met her. He met this girl. And she checked a lot of his boxes. And he said, I don't know, man. What do you think I should do? And all of his other friends, he said, had told him, this girl's awesome. She's perfect for you. Take advantage of that. Don't let her go. And he said, but in my mind, it's just some missing pieces. It doesn't feel right. And I gave him the simplest advice I can give anybody, that it's not right. Nobody else is living your life. So don't let anybody else make decisions on your life. What fits their life doesn't fit your life. If it doesn't feel right to you, because at the end of the day, you make a decision. And when you make said decision, you're the one living with it, nobody else. And even if that person, like I said, even if that person's a 9 out of a 10 for you, there's still the possibility of that 10 out of 10. And it's one of those things that, some people settle. And sadly enough, they're the ones that are going to understand this the most. I feel like when you settle, it causes anxiety, it causes stress, and it causes you to be unhappy because you're missing something. And some people stick in this relationships thinking it's going to get better. Sometimes it does. Sometimes there's other factors that cause it to be the way it is now. And it's not to say it won't get better. And so it's not a grand scale, but for some cases, when you're in a situation you're not supposed to be into, when you're with someone that you're not supposed to be with, sometimes it's a hard choice. But don't make choices depending on what's better for you tomorrow or for today. Make choices better for you forever. Like I said, it's the hardest part. What I found doing readings and stuff, and a lot of people reaching out to me and getting readings done, personal readings and stuff, and just friends ask me questions. The hardest part I found is sometimes you get close to the person you're with, and even though you're not supposed to be with them, you've developed a strong friendship, a strong bond. And sometimes we can misinterpret the bond that we have with someone. Sometimes the bond was for them to be your friend. Sometimes the bond was, for this person to be in your life, but it doesn't mean they have to be your partner. And some people get stuck in that. Sometimes we get with people, like a buddy of mine, he's talked to me about how him and his girlfriend feel like they're roommates. Like he said, it just, intimacy seems almost forced. We don't really do anything together. And I told him, and I know, he asked me, I told him, if you ask me, I'll tell you the truth. What I think. I'm not always right. Even though sometimes I feel like I am, but. But that's the thing. You know what I mean? We want to be happy for life, not for today. Being happy today is nice, but being happy for the rest of your life, setting yourself up with the potential of being happy the rest of your life. But I'll stop rambling. Like I said, with this person may not be perfect for everybody, but I feel like they're perfect for you. I feel like this is the person that you were meant to find. And I hope nothing but happiness for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.